Yeah, hey everyone. So welcome back to the session. So I think most of you have attended the first and second day session because this third day, right, it will be a little advanced. So you people have to be able to understand what we have just discussed in the last sessions. Okay. Yeah, and hope everyone is doing well. And guys, you can just tell me if you were able to understand whatever I have just told in the previous two sessions. If it was clear, I will just go ahead with the next topic, else I will just rewind few things that we have just discussed on first and second sessions. Okay, no response means you have understood it very well. Okay, fine, I will just go ahead with yesterday getting the data and build the data table. Yeah, Rajesh. Pallavi, benefits of UiPath. True. Great, so you have understood at least the basics of what we have just discussed yesterday. With that, right, what I will try to do is today we have with us the use case 3 that we have left yesterday, right? Okay, so as we have already learned how to get the data from Excel, and we have also learned how to automate a web application. So the next thing that we will try to do is we have a desktop application that we will try to automate, and the input for this will come from our Excel sheet. Okay, just to achieve that, what we'll do is we'll read the Excel sheet, and then from there we will try to take the input, and then we will type every detail available over there into this fields. Okay, and then we will click on result. Okay, it will just show up a few details to us, and then moving when we try to move ahead with the next record, we will click on here. Okay, so this will be our agenda for now. This is the project that we have yesterday created. If you have a look, if you didn't, if you have just forgotten where we have got all these things from, we have used new project section and we have clicked on process to create a project. Okay, and the application that we'll be dealing with is Excel called Marksheet. Okay, if I just open this, this is the desktop application, okay, which is developed using .NET. So that's what, and this is the input file that we have with us. Okay, this is the input file that we have. This is something that we have already seen yesterday. Now, the main agenda that we have was we have to first read the Excel sheet and then enter the data into this particular desktop application. To do that, I will just go into this particular project, and this is not needed now, so I will delete it and then save it. So the first agenda that we have in our mind is reading the Excel sheet, right? For that, I will just type Excel. I will use this Excel scope, and to this we have to pass the path of the Excel as we have just seen yesterday. I will go here, I will click shift and then right click. I will get copy as path. I will take this. Moving back to here, I will just paste it. Okay. Now I have the mark sheet with me, and the next thing that I have to do is I have to read the range. You can just type read range, or else because we have just used this activity yesterday, it's in my recent activities section. So copy this, and as we have just seen, I'm opening this. Okay, this sheet name was sheet 1. So this is what we have used, and this section is indicating from where you want to read it. If I want to read this sheet from A2, I have to mention A2 there. If I want to read from A1, I have to mention A1. Okay, like this. A2 or B2 and everything. Because I want to read everything, I am just leaving it as empty. With this, what it will do is it will just read it, and we have to store that into some data table. And we will just create a data table now here. BT is the variable name, and the type of that will be data type, and then I will just increase the scope. Okay, this is the scope. So data table, when I have just created, it was in this scope, the do section, but I have increased the scope, so it will be, this variable will be available throughout this scope block. With that, I will just go right here and I will click on this. Okay, so we have the data with us. Now, yesterday, as we, so there is some repetition over here. Bear with that because we are just implementing something else. And name is a variable that we have just created yesterday. Okay, the variable name is name and it is of string type. Okay, and then similar to that, I'm just trying to display it on the screen. Okay, and I have to close this to get those details, and I will just run it. So maybe it will just take few seconds. The bot has just started, as you can see. So yeah, we were able to receive all this information from the Excel. Now what's the agenda that we have in our mind? We have to enter all these details into the desktop app that we had with us, right? In this case, uh, what we can do is to get each and every record that we have. Okay, if you observe, there are around 5 records available with us. So I have to iterate through each of that record. To achieve that functionality, what I have to do is I have an existing activity called for each row. Okay, this is specifically for the data table. For someone who is not familiar with data table, it's just a data set where you will have rows and columns similar to your Excel. Okay, now I'll just put that out of scope. Yeah. So now nothing I have to do. I have to just pass the data table that we had. Okay, after reading the Excel sheet. Okay, this output we are sending it to this. Don't get confused with this too. This is only for the purpose of displaying something on the screen. Okay, they are serving nothing here. They are just helping us to see the data that is available in this data table. Okay, now we have passed the data dt to this. Okay, so here what happens is every item in this, okay, every item in this will be iterated. Okay, when I say for each row in this, for the first time it will contain this row, second time it will contain this, third time it will contain this, fourth time, fifth time, and seventh time, because there is no data, it will just come out of this loop. Okay, with that understanding, what I can say is I can just take a message box. Because this is a single item for the first time, I will take row of whatever column you want. I will just take name. Okay, and then I will just pass it here, which is will be included into double quotation, and then I will just pass to string. Okay, I'm just converting. If you just, I'm just converting this to string. Okay, I think it will work without this also. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have done. Okay, now if I just run it, right, I will just close this. See, this were the names. I will just try to run it once. Okay, so it has opened this and it was able to extract the data from that. And if you see, okay, it is trying to go through each and every row that we have just seen. Ranjit, Sujita, Sharath, Suman, Saraswati, and all these things. Okay, so fine, we are able to get all those values from there. Okay, so this is what we were intended to do. Okay, but the main thing is, though we are able to iterate through each of those things, our main agenda is to enter that data into this particular application, right? For that, what I will try to do is, before entering into the for each loop, I will launch the application. Okay, I will just try to launch that particular application so that it's opened. and I can go ahead and just automate it. And if you just check it, okay, the inputs are arguments, file name, working directory, and everything. The only thing that we are concerned is to pass the application's path, executable path. For that purpose, I will just click on Shift, right click, and I will copy the path, and I will just pass it to this. Okay, with that, I will just show you once again what's happening over there. We can see there is no desktop application open in our machine right now, but as soon as I just run it, right, you will find the desktop application being launched by the robot itself. See, I didn't do anything. Okay, the bot was the one that has opened this application. Okay, and yeah, we have achieved something, that we were able to launch the application using UiPath. Now, the purpose is enter these details into that, right? So this is the application. What I will try to do is to enter any data, as we have already discussed, we have type into activity. This is the type into activity, and I will click on indicate on screen. Okay, and then I will just click F2, and F2 will give you the ability to focus the robot's cursor on some other application. Okay, now this is on the screen, so it will just focus. See, I'm able to spy all these things available here, but my agenda is to submit spy all this required fields: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I'll just click on here, and I will pass the same thing, okay, that we have got earlier. I will just pass here. Okay, what it's saying is it can't convert object to this, so I'll just click on toString. Okay, it will object. Maybe if you are familiar with OOPS concepts, that you will get it, but because we are not bothering about that, so we are object is also a type of data type. Okay, so we are just to convert it into string, we are using dot toString here, and then I'm just deleting message box. Okay, if I close this and run it again, this time you will see the bot will enter some value into that particular desktop application. Okay, if, as soon as I click over here, it will launch, and see, it is trying to enter all those details at a single go. Okay, we don't want that to happen. So every time it types something into that field, it should empty that field first. For that, there is a property here which we have to take. This is done. Similar to that, we will take 11 type intos and all these things. Okay, I'll just have father name here. Similar to that, I have to just copy everything in the Excel sheet. Yeah, I will copy the father name. I'll paste it here, and then I will take another type into, and then I will just spy ID number. For all these things, I have to check this. Okay. Instead of taking every time the new one, I will just copy paste this, the existing one. You have to just copy it, Control C, Control V. Okay, I will respy this element so that it refers to ID this time. Okay, and I have to change all these things. So guys, for the first time, we will take up some time anyway. Okay, because we are doing it, the automation, right? So first time we have to spy every available element, and then this time I have to spy. I'm using the same type intos, and I'm just changing all the parameters over there. This time it's department. Okay, I have to just go over there and then click on copy this and paste it right here. Similar to this, I have to do it for the other things also. I will just go here. Yeah. This time I'm not taking semester. This is a radio button. It's also the same, but I think it will just confuse you. So I'm just ignoring that for you. Okay, similar to this, I'll just copy it and then spy the second one. Spy this third one. You have to just copy and you have to paste it. Okay, that's all. Because if you have any doubts running over your mind, you can just ask in the message box, chat box, so that whenever we are done with this, I'll be able to answer your queries right away. Okay, so we are done with all these things, and the next thing that we have to do is we have to click on this result button. Okay, to do that, we have a click activity, which is a mouse activity. I'll just pick this, I'll place over here, and I will click on result. Once that once we get something, then we have to clear this results. Okay, so I'll use another click activity and I will spy that clear button. Yeah. So with this, we are done with our automation flow. Okay, I will just save it and I will close this Excel. We don't need it anymore, and I will just close this also. And I will just try to execute this. Let's see what happens. Okay, it was able to get this thing. This message box, I'm just showing it for the purpose of making you believe that it's able to read the data. And then it is launching it, and see, it is able to enter all these details right here. I'm not doing anything, the bot is doing it. Okay, and we'll click on that and we'll clear it. Okay, again it is taking the details of the second details. Okay, so that's where, okay, it is how it's just the tip of the automation that I'm showing you. Okay, so this is something that we can achieve at larger scale. Okay, how many ever whichever application, right now I'm just showing you the desktop application. You can do it with different enterprise softwares that the company uses. Okay, so finally, if it's done right, we don't want it to be opened right here. We can kill it by using an activity called kill. This activity will help you to actually close this application once the work is done. So you might say, okay, Sharath, if you have done all these things, it was able to generate the result. What are you doing with the result? Okay, in this case, you can go a step ahead and you can send that data to whoever person you're trying to send it to. Okay, once you're able to like click on the result, and once the result comes up, you can just send that to someone using send mail message. Okay, in this case, you have to just take the help of whatever email ID that you have to send the mail to. Right here, it's sharadraju@gmail. Okay, how we have taken this, in the same manner you have to take mail ID, and you can just send that to that particular person. Okay, so that's something that I just thought of for telling you. So this is how we can actually automate an application. Okay, you can type into something, you can click any UI element, and whatever result it is able to generate, you can also fetch that. Okay, and then you can send it to your email ID. So that was completely about desktop application, through which I've just shown how to get the information and then how can we actually materialize it. Yeah, guys. So that was about the use case that we thought of discussing. Any queries that you have? I think why should you go with clock event? I didn't get it. Click event. Yeah. So you can just use any activity that we have. Okay. If I just want to show you, right? I will just go here. You have a check activity which will work over there. Depending on the application's capabilities, you can just change it. If I click on that, let me run it once. Sorry, as you can see, right, there are some validation errors. I have to remove those things first. Run this. Yeah. See, the bot was able to click on this activity. Okay, instead of click, you can use check activity. Okay, which will allow you to check those particular controls. I hope I have answered the query, Rajesh. And then the next query is from Mohita. So at what, sir, at a time, how many files we store and access? So it depends. If you can't be able to access the same, you will be able to access this Excel file, but you can't write into a same file. Okay, when other user is using it. So access while reading it, you can do simultaneously. How it will taking one by one? Can you please explain? Yeah, Sagar. So what we are trying to do is once we have actually read this file, the Excel file, then using this activity, what it is trying to do is for each row, we'll try to go from each and every record. Okay, first time the first record will be available in this. The second record will be next time it comes, right? For the first time, suppose, yeah, not to just not to confuse you. For the first time, the first record is in this variable. Now what we are trying to do is using this variable. Okay, so this is the first record. I'll just take this. So for the first time, right, you have this in this variable. Okay, so row of whatever column that you have. Okay, this code will give you that particular value. Okay, once it is completed everything, it will come here, and the second time the same column name will give you Sujita, because this is the data that is contained in row. Okay, so that's how you are able to get all these details one by one by using for each row. Uh, and then the answer is up to how many files we can upload. So we can upload n number of files. Okay, so I'll just move ahead with the next one that we have. So this was about the use case 3, guys. And then moving ahead. Yeah, so the next one that I have just discussed with you earlier. Okay, UiPath Orchestrator is a product of UiPath, which will allow you to control and monitor a lot of robots, okay, which will help you to just get some insights into what's happening with your robots, okay, because it's not just maybe as an individual we might be using just one or two robots, but as a company you might end up using 50, 100, 200, sometimes 10,000 robots at a single go. Okay, and you will not be available there to just keep looking at if it's working or if it's failed. Okay, for that purpose we have orchestrator with us. If I just go back to this, right? Yeah. So if you can cloud.uipath.com in the URL, you will find this page. If you are already have an account, you can just create it. Okay, when you click over here, it will just redirect you to the sign up page. You can do that. Once that is done, okay, you will be in this page, and then just click on value right under the orchestrator services. You have to just click on this. Okay, it will take you to a page where you will find the orchestrator. Yeah, so this is how it will look like. Maybe it might confuse you a little because there are a lot of values, a lot of screens that you haven't seen earlier, but it's too easy to understand. Okay, it's a good friendly UI, I can say. Okay, there is something called tenant here. Just to give you an analogy, what I can say is here, right? See, here we do nothing. We just configure few things that we already have. Okay, the first thing in the orchestrator that we will do is for the purpose of, in the interest of time, I'm unable to show you how it actually works and how we actually utilize this, but I will try to give you a basic idea of how it will work so that you can start exploring on your own. So the first thing in orchestrator that we do is we'll go to machines and then add a machine. Okay, by clicking on this. What is a machine? Machine is nothing but, see, the machine that I'm currently working on. This is my laptop, and I have added this laptop to this orchestrator by doing some configurations. Okay, you can just try to explore that. You have to just give the name of the machine, exact match. Okay, this you if I okay, this is the name that I have got from. Okay, this is the name. Okay, this is the name. You can just give this name while you add this. Okay, then you will be able to add this machine, and then the next step that I have to do is I have to go to users, and then I have to add which user. Okay, maybe this is my machine, but sometimes I might be using it, or tomorrow I have a friend who uses my system with a different account in the same system. Okay, in that case a single machine can have n number of users, right? So we have to configure them also in section by using this plus icon here. It will help you to add the user here. Okay, whatever user name you have. With that done, okay, so we have machine, we have users. So machine you can just relate it to a company. Okay, and the user is nothing but the robots. Okay, basically, sorry, the robot is something you can consider it as an employee. Okay, employee is someone who does the work, right? Sorry, it was, I just got confused. This is the robot, not the users. Okay, we all the users that we have in a machine will go into the robot. So after that robot, you can just consider it as an employee. Okay, I will just take a note here, so just to make machine, you can consider it as a company. Okay, and robots are nothing but the employees. Okay, and then as we have a company and then we have robots. Okay, so definitely we need a team, right? A single individual can't be working on everything, so we need them under one roof. To create that particular environment, we have to go right here. Okay, and you can see environments right here. What we will do is we will create an environment, and under that, okay, under that we can go to manage, and here you will be able to select the robots. Okay, robots, you remember, right? Robots are nothing but this. So the next thing is environment, which is nothing but which will create a team. Okay, under team you can have employee 1, employee 2, or employee so on. Okay, so many employees you can have. So the next step is you have a company, you have employees, and you also have a team. So next thing is they have to get some work to do, right? So that is something that we are going to look at. Okay, these people have to get some work. So that's where we have packages. Package is nothing but whenever, okay, this is my studio. If I just click on publish, okay, whenever I publish something, it will be pushed. It will just create a NuGet package. As you can see here, it is creating a NuGet package. Okay, it has created a package. Okay, this package will go in real time, right? It will just go into this orchestrator and you'll be able to see it, view it like this. So package is nothing but the work. Okay, it will indicate work. Okay, our task, you can say. So with this we have work also. And now what? The next thing someone has to do is to combine this with this. They have to associate the team with package, which is task. Okay, so that's where we will get the automations. Okay, we have to see, if I just click on plus, it is asking me which package you want to use and then which environment you want to use. Okay, environment is nothing but the team that we have seen. And then I can just click on create. Okay, it will just create. Right now, because those robots are not available, it's not able to create it. But this, following the same steps, will create you a package, a combined thing, which will have the package and the team. Okay, so this is done. This is the processes. Okay, the processes is nothing but a combination of package and environment. Okay, so once this is done, right, the next thing that we have to do is, so you have this. Okay, it is a combination of this. They are working on that. You have combined two things, and then the next one comes jobs. Okay, once you do something, right, then it has to execute something. In this case we have jobs here. Okay, maybe you might get this recording from APSSDC, so you can take it, and maybe if you are confused, you can just follow the steps that I'm just showing. Here you will be able to run the process that you have created. You have to just select the process that you have created and you can just trigger it. Okay, you can just click on start and it will get started. Got it, right? So that's how you will be able to run the bots. And then if you don't want to run it right away, okay, if you want to schedule it, like to run at 10 p.m. every day, in that case you can use triggers where you have some extra options. You can select which package to run, and if you want to run it every 1 hour or daily at some time, if you want to select specific robots, you can do it. If you want it to give it to all the robots that you have, you can do it. And there are many other things at which time zone you want to execute it. Okay, so you will be given with a lot of other things. And yeah, I don't want to move to other things because there might be some advanced topics for you. Okay, and assets is something which will help you to store your credentials, because if you are trying to automate Facebook, or for your understanding, I'm just telling you Facebook, it can be LinkedIn or it can be other complex your own application. You can't save your passwords in an Excel sheet or somewhere, right? So this is where you can be able to store those credentials. You have to click on that plus mark and you can select which type of credential uh, asset you're trying to save. If it's just a plain text, okay, then you can go with this. If it's a credential, then you have to select credentials and you can just store it. Okay, you have to give the username and password and no one will be able to actually have a look at it. That was about the orchestrator. Yeah, I know I didn't explain you in depth because it itself is a bigger topic and it will take up a lot of time. Okay, so maybe you can, we will try to conduct another session maybe in the future, or you can have a look at few existing videos that are available. Yeah, so that was about a brief description about brief explanation about the orchestrator. So guys, any doubts that you have regarding this? Machine is nothing but a device that we give some instructions to perform a specific work. Yeah, Pallavi, so machine here is nothing but your personal laptop or VDI. Okay, which in which we will be going to automate something. Got it, right? Guys, if it's clear, then I will try to move ahead with the other things that we have to cover. If it's clear for you, can just type clear so that I can just move ahead with the other topics. Okay, great. Do start asking few questions if you have anything in your mind. Okay, definitely I will try to answer them to whatever extent I can. And then yeah, so once we are done with the orchestrator introduction, guys, whenever whatever any company or any initiative taken by someone, okay, we'll be able to give you start initial push. Okay, then it's completely your responsibility to get started with the advanced topics and start exploring it. Okay, you will find it interesting. And then there are few industry applications or use cases that I thought to tell you about. Okay, here there are different domains that are being benefited by RPA. Okay, if you just look at the healthcare industry, right, though there are only two use cases right here that I have just mentioned, but you can find a lot of other use cases that companies are trying to identify and then automate it. For to stay basic, I can tell you the registration of patients, right? Whenever someone comes in and they have some documents, okay, if they submit you some Aadhaar cards or their insurance documents, it is not needed that a person should be there to enter all these details into their internal applications. So that's where RPA can help us with. It can take the documents, the PDF file, images, and all these things, and then it can just enter those details into their internal applications. And it can also maintain the records of patients and can also help them to take care of the insurance kind of things. And then comes the insurance. Okay, if you have looked at the insurance industries, right, most of those will deal with processing and clearances of claims. Maybe if you have taken insurance of your car, if something happens to that, right, there should be someone who actually approves that. Okay, so this is something that can be automated. Okay, and if you want some information on your particular thing, you can just use RPA for that, the companies. And then HR. Human resource has a lot of potential where we can just try to automate many of their tasks, which will include joining formalities. Okay, whenever a person joins into a company, right, then there are a lot of documentation works that will take place, and then once that documentation is done, they have to get those details entered into their particular applications. Okay, so that's where you can just use RPA. And then coming to retail industries deals with a lot of bills and CMS and everything, right? They have to take care of inventory and everything. There also, whenever there is exchange of some inventory and you want to enter those details and you want to communicate with the third party applications, you can seamlessly do that. And then comes telecom, and then comes travel. Okay, in travel industries are something that will definitely be benefited by RPA, because it will help you to book some tickets. Okay, you may say, okay, what's the need of using UI automation here if I can directly do it from backend? Okay, most of the companies, right, they don't allow you to use APIs. Okay, API will help you achieve something from the backend, but if the other person, the other vendor is not allowing you to use RPA, okay, is not giving you the permissions, enough permissions to access those details, the only thing that we are left with is using the UI automation. Okay, in this case, you can start using RPA in that particular field, okay, which will help you do more of the automation and give you more interesting things. Okay, and so this was about RPA. If I just start exploring the other domains also, right, you will find more domains coming up. You will find a lot of these things in customer care and all these things. Okay, once we are done with the session, right, try to explore more on this. You can just find out what are the different industries that are being benefited with this. And once that is done, I have few queries here. So how to extract the PDF data? Yeah, Rajesh. So as I have already told yesterday, we have few activities for PDF. Okay, by using this PDF, right? You have to just pass the PDF file path to it so that it will give you the text. Okay, the output, right? The input is your file path, and if it has any password, you can give it or you can leave it blank. And the output, which is of string type, will give you the data. Okay, you can check it by using this message box. Okay, so that will be able to give you the data. Was that clear, Rajesh? Yeah, great. So the next thing, right, maybe to give you some inspiration. Okay, earlier, right, we have conducted few sessions. Okay, we had guys, you can just take a note of this channel, which we actually run with partnership with other blogs and other things. Okay, it's a partnership. We are partnered with RPA tools and the Excel cult, okay, which is run by us. We have a partnership and where we conduct hackathons on RPA. Okay, if you just check out this site, right, you will get a lot of insights into what are the different things that can be automated. Okay, and I would definitely ask you to explore this second runner-up. Okay, who he was a student of third year and he was able to automate his internal processes. Okay, it's completely a academic suite. Okay, which he was able to automate using automation anywhere. Okay, it was not with the UiPath, but the same is possible with UiPath. Okay, do try to have a look at this particular use case which you will find in this. Maybe I will just try to use this thing. Okay, I will just paste it in this chart column itself. Okay, try to explore that particular thing, okay, which will give you more insights on how you can automate some processes in your college itself. Okay, you can approach your college administration or faculty, or you can try to understand what are the different processes that the people do, and you can just automate them. Okay, see, this was a candidate. He was. There were three people who have presented it, and they were able to automate a lot of processes. Okay, maybe you will get a lot of insights into how they were able to do it. Okay, and see, there was mark sheets and all that which they have automated, and their faculty is able to achieve a lot of productivity with this. Okay, maybe that might interest you a lot. Okay, so try to replicate it. Okay, try to understand what they are doing and try to replicate it using UiPath. Maybe it might take some time for you to understand UiPath and do it, but definitely you'll be able to achieve that. Okay, and then I think if you people, and yeah, I would definitely like to ask you a question here. See, guys, how many of you? Okay, because it's been we are. I think it's the third day, right? So we have spent almost 3 hours together, and I have been telling you few things. And how many people, how many among you are really interested to get into RPA? Okay, because after maybe this is the second session that you have been attending. Okay, there was earlier one other session which has given you the introduction of RPA and benefits of it. So after going through at least the basics of RPA and knowing the capabilities of RPA, I would just like to take some inputs from you. What you can do is, if you're really interested, let's make it more fun. Okay, just open this www.menti.com in your laptop or in your phone, and then enter this code right there. Okay, and you'll be given two options. Select one. Okay, let's see. Whatever you select, it will be a real-time thing, so you'll be able to see the graph here. Okay, let's see how many people are interested to get into RPA, and then how many people are expecting to go into another career. Let's stay here for 2 minutes and see how many responses we get. It will be fun. Okay, you can just try it out. Just go to this URL and then click this thing. Okay, I'm really excited about it, and I'm just waiting for your responses here. Okay, great. Someone has given their response. Great. Someone. Just try it out. Try it out. Yeah, we got two people, three people. Okay, three, four people, four responses. Okay, many of them are interested in RPA. Okay, someone is not interested into RPA. Okay, okay, great. Let's wait for another 1 minute, maybe. We'll see. Okay, looks a lot of people are really finding RPA interesting. Okay, we have got 14 responses. Okay, 16 responses. Nice. A lot of people are active. I can see. 18. We still have 13 minutes. Sorry, 30 seconds. Okay. 18 people. 18 responses we have received. 19. So guys, that shows a lot of you are actually interested in learning RPA. So definitely, if you have any queries, right, even after the workshop, you can just reach out to me. As I have already told, I'll be available on LinkedIn. Okay, you can ping me. Maybe I have received a lot of requests from a lot of people, and definitely, yeah, 24 people. Great, great. Yeah, guys. Yeah, so any so hope it was interesting for you, and so guys, I think I'm done from my side. Okay, good to see a lot of responses from you people saying that you are interested to maybe take up RPA career. Okay, and I would just like to tell you that if you're someone trying to get into RPA, do try out the tools. Okay, and see how familiar or how comfortable are you with the UiPath. And for that matter, you can just try out Automation Anywhere, Blue Prism also. Okay, and then try to implement some real-time use cases, because I see a lot of freshers are trying to learn RPA, but they don't actually implement any use case. Okay, with that, what happens is you will get a lot of lesser opportunities, because at at the at the upfront, okay, you have to show how valuable you will be to the organization. In this case, definitely it's your responsibility to at least implement 2 to 3 projects. Okay, basic one. Okay, maybe I really, okay, I spend up a lot of my time, around 1 hour, sending wishes for New Year or Sankranti or somewhere like that. So you, why don't you try to automate it? Okay, open WhatsApp in your web, and try to send message to almost 300, 200 people. Okay, that will definitely help you to achieve some productivity. If you can, how, just imagine, okay, if you can just show that this solution to your particular person. LinkedIn profile, I think I have just shared somewhere. The Yeah, I'll just share it. Give me a second. Okay, that's what, guys. So, the number one suggestion that I would like to give is don't just learn theory, try to improve it, try to implement it, and it will definitely be able to help you in the future. Okay, just a minute, I'm just sharing the screen. Yeah, so this is my name. Okay, I'm just sending it right here also. Okay, you people can connect with me over LinkedIn. Okay, and as I've already shown, okay, you can visit my particular website called Excel Cult. Okay, if you want to explore UiPath, then we have something right here. You can just go to this thing and you can take up this 13 hours course. If you are someone who is trying to get, if you have good communication skills and you are interested in helping businesses, then you can take up this thing also. And then you can do this. And okay, fine. So as I have shown you a lot of around 3 use cases to get you started, you can take up all these challenges. Okay, you can do visit this and you can try to have the official solution to it, and you can just try to replicate it. Okay, if you want to implement using UiPath, you can show the solution here. If you want to implement using Automation Anywhere, you can just click it and download the Automation Anywhere solution. Like that, there are around 13 use cases that you can try out. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. Okay, it's not the end of your learning. Okay, so do start practicing it. I can say you, okay, if you consider two people, okay, on your fourth year, or if you're out of your college and you're trying to get some job, never spend much time on the theory. Please get started with the practical things. Okay, yeah, thank you so much, Mohita and Rajesh. So that was about the session, guys. Yeah, because we can't, because I have been working with RPA almost since 3 years, and I have tried to like decode whatever I have learned and make it into the simpler things. I know it was basics, but basics is something that you just need to get started. Okay, it's completely on your interest that how much you will be able to get out of the technology. So start exploring the things, and in case I have already told, right, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you want anything, you can just type that in the chat box. So, if possible, share some tasks to build UiPath solutions. Rajesh, so that's what I'm just telling you. Okay, I'm just copying this link over there also if you want. Okay, this is challenges. You can go to this site and just open this series. Okay, it will help you you can just implement this task if you want, and then you can put them down into your resume. Okay, or else as I have already shared, you can go ahead with my 13 this course, right, that this I have just shared earlier. You can go to this complete UiPath course and just try to implement that. Okay, it will not take you much time, but believe me, you will be able to explore a good technology which has a lot of opportunity for you guys. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you have found it helpful. Yeah, Haripriya, would you like to add something here? I think I'm just done with the session.
Yeah, yeah, it's very nice session. What you have explained the 3 days, 3 hours. It's not an easy to you. You're working in a company and coming forward to give this 3 days workshop. Thank you so much, Sarath. Really.
Thanks. Pleasure is all mine because I don't get much time, much opportunities to interact with students.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
really
we
great
hope in
opportunity.
future we'll do more things to the students to help the students. Definitely, I'll from my side I'll give my support. So we'll do more things regarding RPA because actually why I'm more focusing on these tools, not only RPA, we are having some tools, right? So why I'm focusing means everyone says data science, machine learning, programming. So many members was many students was some students may be interested to work on programming, some students not too. So for that students only mainly we concentrated. So that's why we
Okay.
conducted this type of programs.
Great, great. Because, yeah, Haripriya, as you told, right, what happens is normally not everyone is interested completely into technical. Okay, RPA is a role.
Yeah.
Someone should be at least good with RPA, good with technical, and he should also be a business-minded person. Okay, where he understands what happens in the domain. Okay, it's a combination of both. Okay, it's a combination of MBA and MCA kind of thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's why actually, if we concentrating on more on programming, generally many peoples will, yeah, many students will attend 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. When coming to like fourth day, no one was attending because they are not under, because some members may be interested, some members not. So that's why we are concentrating mainly on like this type of tools, because at the end the
Mhm.
students will be settling their careers. So that's why we concentrated on these tools. That's why we conducted this program. Anyway, Suresh, thank you so much for coming forward and giving,
Thanks,
because
Haripriya.
it's not an easy task to you, because you're working in a company and you're doing your work and again coming to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, actually, sometimes, right, I've been thought of like, will I be able to give it for 3 days? But it was really, you people were really able to give that much energy to me that I'll be able to do the 3 day session. Yeah.
Actually, if you like really, if your the timings was also very good, like 7 to 8, they are not having any online classes. So yeah, many members who was really interested to come like RPA side. So yeah, many messages, Sharath, really, you know or not, uh, created a. I think you didn't. I didn't added in that group. Maybe I forgotten. So
Okay.
many members was personally messaging that you conducted a good program of 3 days like that. It was very nice session. Thank you, Haripriya. Like that, they are messaging faculty as well as students also.
Okay.
It
Great.
all happens because of you. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Thanks, Haripriya.
Yeah, yeah. So
Guys, a little advice from my side. Please try to create a LinkedIn account if you people don't have it, because it's something that will grow your professional network, and you will also learn a lot from people, okay, who are actually creating a lot of things that you might not know. Yeah.
yes, guys, what the Sarath was given, just learn, don't do be like practical, just be like, don't be like theory, be like practical, because what you are learning, just practice and do projects and do something which helps to your career, grow your career, and do something when you are in a student, then it will be very plus to your career. That's what I can say. And yes, of course, we are conducting many programs, many webinars, many training programs from APSSDC. So it's like a, yeah, we see many things like how the students will be, how the students' mindset, what they are thinking. Yeah, we know everything, but anyway, we will come more programs, more training programs will take forward in future definitely. So beyond like follow our AP skill development corporation pages in all social media, then you came to know many programs what we are doing, everything will post on that groups. Actually, I'm not promoting anything, but I'm saying because many members will message me that we don't know what the program the APSSDC was conducting. So due to lack of what you can say marketing, that's why maybe uh, the programs will not reach to you. But anyway, just follow all the pages in all social media, then you can know every program. So if your degree, if your B.Tech, if your MCA, MBA, so every branch related to program will do. So guys, just observe. For only mechanical, will concentrate on Dassault systems. So just follow. For only CSE, will do like some CSE related programs and CSE IT. So everything will there in social media. Just follow and just learn something which is helps to you. And once again, thank you, Sarath, for being these 3 days. And we'll meet tomorrow for, not tomorrow, in future for more webinars and more programs. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks everyone. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye. Have a nice
Bye.